to Tripping on Legends episode 142. Annie, are you okay? You can find us on social media at Spooky Tripping on Instagram and Tripping on Legends on Facebook, TikTok, and anywhere else on social media. And you can find us anywhere you get your podcasts.
Do you listen to podcasts?
What?
Other than the Marcus?
Not really.
No?
No.
No. So, yes, you can find us on most of the social media platforms. Instagram
TikTok
is Spooky Tripping.
I already said that.
TikTok. You said it so fast, though. I'm not sure anyone got it.
They did.
They did? Okay.
Don't doubt me.
And anyway, we got, and you know, we switched over things a while ago. We used to have so many. We used to have like 500, which to a lot of podcasts is, not. We used to have 500 subscribers, and when we switched platforms, not a lot of people switched over with us.
Frick.
I know. So make sure that you are wherever you're getting your podcasts, Spotify or Apple Podcasts, that you are doing, because we often reference other episodes in here, or I give you homework that you have to listen to one or something like that. So it's always good to kind of have us wherever you are listening. What are you looking at right now?
I'm going to get one of the most elaborate urban legends I've ever heard.
And that kind of is the the thing that I put out there, because I was looking at it. So this is all. Today we're going to be talking, it's Annie, are you okay? So the idea of it is I found this legend that I wanted to trip. And I started to notice, just kind of from other things, that there were a lot of ghosts out there with the name Annie, right? And so the first thing I want to talk about is this idea that, why do all the ghosts have the same name? There's like 4 names, and every female ghost is those, right? Like, what female ghosts have you heard of? Like, name-wise?
All of them.
No, I mean, like, what specific names do you...
A lot of, like, Elizabeth or Lizzie or, like, things like that.
Did you get that from the post I did today?
No.
No? Okay.
I didn't get that.
Right? A lot of Elizabeths.
Yeah. Or, like,
Bloody...
Lizzie, Liz.
Bloody Mary.
Oh,
right?
Yeah,
There's a lot of Marys.
A lot of Marys.
Lucy's.
Yeah, Lucy's.
See, obviously she doesn't listen to the old podcast about how many Lucy ghosts there actually are here in... There's like 4 Lucy episodes of like different Lucy ghosts.
Right.
So I guess the first thing is, like, we would love to hear about what names kind of keep coming up in the ghostly folklore where you're from, right? Because I don't think this is just a regional thing. I think part of the reason why these names keep repeating is that they're not real people, right? And so it's, you don't have like an Alexandria, you know what I'm saying? Or and they're supposed to be old, so you don't have like a Brittany ghost like walking around all over the place. Probably the best thing, and I know you'll enjoy this, don't say the full name, as we talk about the ghost of Cindy. That's a family joke about a certain Cindy from my past. Would it be crazy if she was listening to the episode?
Yeah,
Don't say the last name.
She's like, wait, I know.
Wait a minute, is he talking about me?
We use her name as a Jane Doe.
and a lot of Jane ghosts, right?
Yeah.
Ella Jane. And so, as I was kind of going through this, I was like, oh, shoot, like there are a lot of Annies, right? And I don't think it came from the last one we're going to talk about, which is the one we're actually going to legend trip. And I'm still hoping that you're going to legend trip it with me. And if not, then, I'm putting the call out there to anyone that wants to do this one. It's at the end of July, because I've already got like an invitation from the institution, I'll say for right now. Can't open it? No. She's trying to open up the Russian dolls, which have now become kind of like a mascot of Tripping on Legends.
Oh, I don't like that noise.
I'm kidding, Devins. So I wanted to talk to you about like 4 progressively weirder urban legends, right? And I think part of the reason is like I think I have a different perspective than a lot of people do on these, and I want to get like this idea of like, if you were going to legend trip this,
right,
how would you do it? Like, what would you specifically do, right? And especially the last one, I definitely want your advice, because it kind of falls right into your wheelhouse.
What does that mean?
That means that it's about something that is near and dear to your heart.
Okay.
Something that we've covered on the show, and you've actually been on at least one of the episodes where we talked about this kind of thing.
Right.
But I don't think I've ever called upon your expertise.
Okay.
To be like, how would you like legend trip this? How do you ignite this? So the first Annie that I'm going to be talking about is like, I think this actually, I heard this story. This might have even been before. This might have been the first one that I heard. And then I was like, are there any Florida Annies? Right. And this was the story of Flashlight Annie. So just from the name, what do you think the whole deal is?
I think it's like you flash a flashlight and she appears, and like it's like the not Midnight Man. What's the name I'm thinking about? It's the highway, the Jeepers Creepers highway. Maybe?
Oh, you flash the light. Oh yeah. You flash the lights, not a flashlight, but you flash the lights. Yeah, that's right. On Tiger Trail, Tiger Tail actually road in Denellen, where you can basically have the guy from Jeepers Creepers or something that's very much like that start trying to invade your car by flashing your lights. And that happens a lot, right? There are a lot of urban legends where you flash your lights. This one's a little bit different. And a lot of these happen in kind of the same location, like 3 of the 4 happen, or 2 of the 4 happen in the same location. This one happens in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. Which, as you know, I lived in New Jersey, even though it's not said often. I lived in New Jersey for 3 years. This must be right on the border of Pennsylvania. So I think the other one that we have is like an hour away. So if we actually wanted to go to New Jersey and do these legend trips, we could. Okay. But you have no desire to go to Jersey, do you?
I like going up north.
Okay, excellent.
I'm just busy.
I got you. The road is not specified, although it does say the road to East Pennsylvania. So I think those people who are in the area, specifically, this is like an urban legend and a ghostly legend that's passed down through truckers. Right. I think they probably know exactly where this is, and so they don't need to know, like it's on Highway 83 or something like that. But since maybe as early as the 1940s, there has been a certain woman of the night. And on this road, I guess, is like where a lot of the truckers like stop. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to a truck stop like they stop on the side of the road, or there actually is a truck stop in the area as well. But a lot of them stop on the road. And Annie, right, would swing 2 flashlights walking down the road to signal that she was open for business. Right. Do we understand the business that I'm referring to?
Prostitution?
Yes, exactly. So this Annie is a hookah. Right. She's a roadside hookah. So she would actually walk down and she would be swinging these 2 flashlights to say, I'm open for business, and then the person would either honk or flash their lights. She'd get in the truck. Now, here's the story that kind of the truckers tell. When Mary became of age where she was no longer... I keep saying Mary. You can have the permission to smack me. Okay. I'm every ready. Time I say it. Look, she's like, finally, she's like sitting up. She's got a little... When she got too old, Annie introduced the trade to her daughter. So the truckers talk about how Annie would then go flashing around the 2 flashlights and introduce the next generation and say, just call her Annie too. Right. And then that Annie passed it on to the next generation. Right. And then that one passed it on to the next generation. So we have a long line. Now the story is that they were all related. Right. So I've been pretty desperate for money. I have never thought about selling you into prostitution.
Thanks, I really appreciate that.
No problem. Anything I can do to help. But Annie, as a prostitute, has not been seen for at least 30 years. Yet those flashlights keep going down that trucker road. People say they see it. They don't see any person kind of connected to it, but they've had like their doors opened. They've had like seen the flashlights go out, and they feel breathing on their neck. So I love this one. I thought this one was a good start because nothing's better than a good hooker ghost. Right. And we're gonna see like there's a lot of connections to ghost stories that have been around this house for a little bit, because we talk about the ghosts of the prostitutes on the tour. So that was my first one. That's a little easy one. Right. But the crazy thing is that this is in so many different Reddit threads, and like, you know, truckers are usually much too old to like be on
Reddit.
4chan or something
Right.
like that. But definitely Reddit, Facebook posts, things like that. And it's interesting because it always starts out as fond memories of sexual encounters with Annie. Am I making you uncomfortable?
No. Sorry, I have a piece of dried skin on my eyebrow.
You're drawing.
You just keep looking over at me. I can see it in the camera.
I gotcha. And then like it'll be like long lists of like, I remember Annie. I lost my virginity to Annie. Like Annie was always this.
Right.
And there was actually some very detailed reports in that folder. I'm not gonna get into. I'm like, oh
and this
shoot.
folder right here.
I printed it out on my school computer. I feel so dirty. As well, she's going through it. As well as like, and then the discussions always seem to fall back into this idea of this ghost who is still trying to kind of lure these men in all these years later. So I thought that was an interesting one to start out with. But then I ran into Annie of Dice Road. And when I say like, this is the most elaborate backstory of an urban legend I've ever heard, right?
Right.
Like, and the interesting thing is so many urban legends have kind of this, like, scattered one.
Right.
Like, every year I tell my students we do this project, and, one person in every class, because only one person can do each legend, wants to do Bloody Mary.
Right.
And they Google it, or they chat GPT it, and, like, the very first thing they come up with is like Bloody Mary of England, who has nothing to do with the Bloody Mary legend.
Right,
I've even actually heard it on a few podcasts. She has nothing to do with the Bloody... But, the idea is like, it's there, and it's kind of like, okay, this one is crazy friggin' specific.
Right.
And I tried to research it. It's got cemeteries, it's got like a whole backstory. The best part is it has a fake diary that's become like canon, right? Like people refer to this fake diary that never existed. And it all starts, a lot of the information I'm going to tell you comes from an article from Valerie Markova in 2015. And what I found is, what you find when you do this stuff, is that a lot of people just kind of copy and pasted certain things from her. Mm-hmm. So this takes place in Saginaw County on Dice Road in Michigan. Michigan seems like a dream to me now. I have wanted to go up to Michigan, so I think this is like the perfect opportunity to go up there because I have to hang out with Anna Rhodes Millerton, who is often referred to as Annie. And she is said to haunt the road, this Dice Road, and then also Dice Road Cemetery, which is in there as well. Now, she was originally not born in the United States, ? It doesn't say where she was born, but her original name was Anna Rhodes Fazio.
Right.
So, on one hand, it makes me seem like, oh, she was born in Italy. The next thing is, like, Fazio is, like, the worst fake Italian name of all time. Right? Like, I think, wasn't that the person in... I'm talking to the wrong person. Wasn't there Shirley... Oh, that was DeFazio, but still. She was supposedly born in 1911. And when she was a little girl, like when I think she was 4 or 5, not 6 or 7, when she was 4 or 5, her father set fire to the family house trying to kill the family.
Right.
So there's already a mystique about her childhood. It doesn't say if he survived, or it doesn't say like a specific reason why he was doing it, like what his motivation was, but that kind of develops afterwards. We don't get how who survived, anything like that, other than Anna. But it kind of feels like, as the story goes on, that maybe the rest of the family died, but she didn't, which kind of adds to this lore of like Annie is unkillable.
Right.
So she moves to Michigan, and she takes the name Rhodes, because that's her aunt's name. So she goes to live with her aunt. And almost immediately she becomes friends with a guy named Dark Cha, which is Sayoc, Native American for dark hawk.
Okay.
So can I just refer to him as Dark Hawk the rest of the time, so I don't have to? Now again, Dark Chaw and Dark Hawk. That seems pretty much like they're just like, this is a nice Indian name.
Native American, but yeah.
Well, I'm saying it from the point of view of the person writing it. Like,
right, yeah.
You know? Although it is referred to as Sauk Indian throughout the whole story. So I even am the one who added Native American. Yeah. And he immediately, like, they became friends. They were, like, both little kids. He showed her, like, all of the tribal things that were important to her in this county. Like, Michigan, you're talking about, like, 1915 or so, is not very well, like, settled. And so he actually also showed her his tribal burial ground, which is where Dice Cemetery is now. So he was kind of like, this was our Native American burial ground. Now, the weird thing is that this little kid knew her past. And it doesn't say, like, he got a psychic impression of her. It just says he knew her past. Like, somehow he knew her past, and he was convinced that there was evil in her blood.
I'm sure he, like, got it from the newspaper or something.
Right, because I'm sure Dark Hawk is reading Italian newspapers from other countries,
Racist.
being like, wait, do you really think, okay, as a 6-year-old, you're like, I wonder what's going on in Italy right now, like, and pulling out, Italian newspapers.
Well, you don't know that she was actually Italian. So.
Right, but it does say she comes to the U.S., so either way, it's a foreign newspaper, and she changed her name. And it also says, like, he refused to tell her dark past. So he was, like, trying to protect her. His mom was called Singing Sparrow, and she used to actually, like, make these potions and teas that were supposed to drive the evil spirits out of Annie. It's like, it was a family affair, like, trying to, like, basically exorcise it. And nothing seemed to have worked, because they're both going to, for the rest of their lives, believe that, like, she is evil somehow, that she has these evil spirits. That's kind of where the idea of, like, her father couldn't kill her, because, she survived because the evil monsters inside of her. I hesitate to use the demon word.
Right.
At 14, so again, gets kind of creepy. At 14, she falls in love with a lumberman called Jonathan
A grown one?
Millerton. It does not say that he is young.
Lumberman?
It just says, and he's referred to as a lumberman.
That sounds like a grown-up to me.
It does sound a little bit like a grown-up, right? So I guess I should say that she meets him at 14, and she eventually falls in love. So I don't know if she waited, like, the good, like, 4 or 5 years. But either way, he was a grown man when they meet.
Yeah.
Right? Which is never addressed in the legend at all, is the fact that there's this man, this lumbering lumberman, who's, like, going after, although it does say how beautiful she was.
14-year-old.
So I even think it's creepy.
Italian women.
I think it's even creepy. It actually, dude, it literally says, like, her beautiful It does say Italian features. Right, okay, So DeFazio over here was definitely Italian.
Fazio, not
Or it doesn't say
DeFazio.
European. I know. I mean, people in the audience will understand. It does say. You know what? I'll look it up afterwards. But it does say at least, like, her European features or something like that.
Right.
She eventually falls in love with him, and Dark Horse gets angry at this because it's gone from kind of this cute little.
Dark Hawk.
Like, yes, did I say Dark
Can I
Horse?
stop you for that?
No, you can sing Dark Horse though if you want.
No, I'm okay.
Dark Hawk gets angry.
That's on my feeder playlist for some reason.
Dark Hawk.
Like horse.
Dark Horse.
Like Katy Perry. It just, like, randomly is on my playlist. I don't know how it got there.
Because it's a great song.
Must be Katy.
Not only that, but the whole tribe had kind of adopted little Annie
Right.
as kind of like little orphan Annie. Do you remember when you used to go, Annie? When Chris used to do that all the time?
I do.
Yeah, because he's obsessed. You can feel free to sing Annie at any time while we're here.
They're actually doing Annie at CP2 right now.
Or hashtag follow signs. So the whole tribe gets pissed because they had kind of taken her in and adopted her and showed her, like, all these secrets of the tribe and stuff like that, and they just felt like she had betrayed them by falling in love with this Jonathan Millerton.
Right. Most white name I've ever heard in my life.
Do you know what I'm saying? Once
Jonathan
again,
Millerton.
like, right. And this manifested itself as rage against Jonathan.
Okay.
And it was right at the time that, like, the lumbermen were, like, pressing up against the Native Americans in the area.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It was like, not like that. And so it was like this whole big, like, battle between, like, they were, you know, instead of all these treaties, instead there were, like, all these tensions and people were killing people and stuff like that. Another theme that's going to come up quite a bit tonight, and I'm not afraid to say the word, Singing Sparrow, Darkhawk's mom, is raped and killed.
Dang.
And for reasons that are not explained, Anna finds the body, and even like to her last like dying breath, like Singing Sparrow was trying to like save Annie's soul.
Right.
But she died like literally right in her arms, and she eventually like flees, goes back to him, goes back to John, and then they're married. Right? So they're married like kind of in that time.
Right.
And this is really, again, really weird, because they're in Michigan, and they say he goes on an expedition on the Great Lakes. And then they say, this is like, if you're going to write shit, write it. You know what I'm saying? Like, know what you're talking about? They say he's lost at sea. Like, okay, I understand the Great Lakes are pretty great.
At Michigan? In Michigan?
You know what I'm saying? Like, well, Michigan is where the Great Lakes are,
well, yes.
right? But, like...
Lost at sea?
The way that they phrase it is, like, lost to the darkness of the sea. It's like, first of all, it's not a sea. It's a lake.
There's 5 of them.
But anyway, so
Huron,
she's...
like, Ontario, like, Michigan, like, Erie, and Lake Superior.
And even Lake Superior, I don't think you would confuse...
Right. With an ocean.
With an ocean. Specifically to call it the sea.
Lost at sea.
Right.
Lost
and like,
at Superior.
I mean, it would be, oh no, like, where are they? Oh wait, they're over there.
Right.
You know?
Like you can
and
see
if
them.
there was, well, you'll get to it, but... So it then says that Darkhawk becomes so enraged and sees, like, the connection between his mom's death and that this is the way it's phrased, and it's kind of phrased weirdly, but the implication is that he continuously goes to the house and sexually assaults her.
Annie,
right?
Dang.
Like, continuously,
heck?
like, over a period of time. Then she gets word that he's lost at sea.
Right.
And so she goes near it, she goes to a tree, almost like in a trance, goes to a tree, and takes her life.
Right.
Now, that's kind of a, alright, story, and I took, 5 minutes, 6 minutes to tell it. The story I just told you was like a summary of like a 20-page document of like all of these details, which then...
From the fake diary.
Okay, so the story goes that the Michigan Historical Research Foundation for Paranormal Activity...
Holy mouthful.
Right? And the best part is...
MHRFFPA.
Dude, that's how it's phrased the rest of the time. So it's the Mush Pop. They supposedly found this journal as they were doing an investigation into the Anna hauntings of Dicel Road, right? Or Dice Road. And so the rest of it, I'm not even kidding you can look at it, are the most fake entries that I have ever seen into... That's not it.
No, it isn't.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, bro. MHRPFPA.
Okay. Like, it literally goes on. And the best part is that then on other websites, this Michigan Historical Research Foundation for Paranormal Activity bound journal is quoted as if this were an actual historical document.
Jonathan, my love, I care for him not. You must believe that yours are the lips I crave. I fear that I can no longer tame Darkhawk's pursuit. He waits for me, veiled by the darkness of night. He comes for me while you are away. My love, I am ashamed of what has been done, my sorrow great. I cried for you, but you did not wake from your sleep. I beg for forgiveness, my love, and know you will come to save me. I wait for you to wake. News came today. The talk of the ship that sank into the heart of the sea. My love, he is buried beneath the deep waters. I can no longer abide in the sanctuary of my love's earthen heart, for my love has gone. I shall no longer think of the sorrow of his family. I cry for him, not for I have felt his embrace in the night. My lover waits behind the doors of death in fields of gold. Oh, what the fuck?
Okay, so it sounds like, honestly, it sounds
AI
like
generated.
if I were, well, I wouldn't even say that because it's 2015, but it sounds like if I was going to make a fake journal for someone in the 19th century, even though that doesn't sound anything like. However, in both the cemetery and on that road, the ghost of Annie and Anna is seen. She's often described as looking transparent, but like light blue or a pink color.
I saw that somewhere in here. Yeah, he shit himself.
Yes, that's not the part. That's not what I'm asking you to look at. And she looks sad and lost.
Okay.
But the crazy thing in this is that on other websites it talks about this whole.
Right here, found it.
All right, go
I
ahead.
found it earlier.
What
I
do
was
you-
looking for it.
All right, what do you
It
got?
says, she was standing there in the woods staring at me. I wasn't afraid because she seemed sad or lost and was very pretty. She looked transparent. People say ghosts are white, but she was a light blue, pinkish type color. I saw that earlier and that reminded me.
Doesn't that kind of seem weird? Like, how
Why
can
was
something
she
be
colored?
both blue and pink?
Light blue, pinkish type color. Like, those
Like, what
are
does that mean?
the
Light
opposite
bluish? Right, like.
colors. Bro, baby shower? Like what? Gender reveal?
So, do you think that the ghost in that one is real? Can we agree that the backstory is probably not?
Right.
Now, the story itself and people seeing the ghost both in the cemetery and on Dice Road is a generational story, right? So it's something that has been told time and time again, or it seems as if it is. It's so hard to find like the origins of when a ghost story starts. It seems like 2015 becomes the point where, you know, the dark hawk, singing sparrow, and there's all these like weird things like they find a grave and there's like a picture of the grave, but you can tell the picture's been altered.
Right.
And so I think it's one of those things totally where the ghost comes before the story.
Right, and it's like, what can we make, or what can we describe that's like,
What is the best
Yeah.
kind of...
what intrigues people the most?
Now that I'm reading these do seem to be Annie on the Road
Yeah.
kind of things, which is weird because
So
the
I'm
last
reading your
one
thing and it's like
is not.
Annie's Road, Annie Road,
Annie's Road, Annie Road,
Annie on
Annie
Dice
Road.
Road, flashlight, walking down the road.
If you were to go,
Me.
any of us,
Okay.
to Passaic County, New Jersey, so we're going back to New Jersey now,
All
which
right.
is about 20 miles
I'm back in New
away
Jersey.
from Manhattan. So when you hear the details of these stories, think of like downtown Manhattan, and
You
think
said
of
New
like
Jersey.
think of New Jersey is right.
Excellent.
Right. So just 20 miles away, you're now in like the complete like nowhere, from what I can tell. You're going down the road,
From what I can tell.
right? Norwood Terrace.
I'm picturing it.
It's also called Riverview Drive, which is known by the locals as Reefer Road. So I wonder what's going on there. And it's in Totowa, New Jersey. You would see all of these signs on the road that are like your normal road street signs,
Right.
but they are all marked up with hearts.
Okay.
Things like I Love Annie, stick figures with blood gushing out of them.
Okay.
Like the people literally just always going down the road, like marking up. Like, are you impatient?
No, I'm just thinking about that.
Right? Like people, and it's kind of this. You know, you're all of a sudden in the middle of nowhere, and you've got all these weird signs, right? And some of the signs also say, "Be careful of the midgets." Now, again, I've already used the term Indian, but the only reason
Cancel.
why I'm
Cancel
heck,
him.
the only reason why I'm saying this is because it's often referred to as the road to Midgetville. Right?
What the hell?
Because
Cancel him.
supposedly Robert Ringling, so we're very familiar with the Ringlings and Ringling
Yes.
hauntings. It's sometimes referred to as John, but most of the time it's referred to as Robert.
John Ringling.
John Ringling, that's the main
I'm
Ringling.
gonna explain that
That's
joke
the
to you.
main
No, I'm
Ringling
gonna explain
brother.
that joke to you later.
Oh, okay.
John
Um,
Circus.
And then his brother was Robert. Ringling Brothers.
John Circus.
Ringling Brothers.
John
Robert
Circus.
John. That he set up an entire community for retired circus people
Right.
in this place in New Jersey. Now, we know, because we're close to two of them, that this is something that happens, right? Like, there are, like, Gibsonton is, like, an entire community that was based upon, like, Ringling, people retiring and things like that. And there are a few other, like, spots in Sarasota and Venice that were known for that. There's even one here in Fort Myers, or Cape Coral. Supposedly, there's an entire community. Now, the reason why they think that is because there's really small houses.
Right. You think that maybe it's in small houses?
Well,
Canceled.
And, you know. And this actually, I heard one reference to Alfred. I don't even remember an Alfred. I thought it was Robert. But it's really just all of these vacation bungalows.
Right.
So they didn't need to build these huge houses because they're these, like, they're just vacation homes. So they're little bungalows, so they're small houses.
Right.
But to hear those reports, you would think, like, puckwudgies would be, like, coming out of them, or, like, they're, like, these little, like, Smurf mushrooms. But they weren't that small. They've now been completely torn down.
Oh, no.
But it said that...
Where would they all go?
Where would they all go? They'd have to find another mushroom.
Oh, yeah.
But you would be driving down the road, and, like, they would run up on you. Right? And they would, like, run the front, and they would, like, basically ambush your car. And they would, like, terrorize you.
The circus performers?
These glowing, small people would come out of nowhere. And
Oh,
just,
you
like,
meant
totally
actually
surround
like
your car.
Puckwudgie.
No, I'm talking
No,
about
I mean,
on...
like, I know. Puckwudgie, like, they actually look like Puckwudgies. Like, they're, like, tiny and small.
They just looked like New Jersey retired circus performers. But they were glowing. Like, it was almost like it was their ghosts.
Right.
Right? Like, that the community
They
itself had been
attacked your car?
destroyed. They would attack your car. They would surround it. They would, like,
That's
bang
good.
on it, scratch on it, and stuff like
good.
that. And then they would just disappear.
Do you imagine how scary that would be? Oh my God.
There's a lot of stories like that. Like,
Oh
the
my
lemon
God.
heads. These people with these gigantic heads that would do that.
Oh.
And, of course, you have here in Florida, you have the same thing up in Naples, where they would have, like, the pig people. Like the squallies.
I'm never going to Naples, ever. There's
Another
pig
reason
people.
to not go to Naples. This, by the way, this is probably one of the most famous urban legends in the country. And I think it has something to do with the fact that if you like the Weird series, like Weird Florida,
Right.
Weird, it started in New Jersey. Mark and Mark are from New Jersey, so it all started from Weird, New Jersey. The story we're interested in, though, is the story of Annie. Now, there are a few different versions, but they all are kind of the same. Like, they have the same basic themes.
I see that.
She was... Oh, do you want to read it then?
Oh, I'm just looking at the thing.
Oh, okay. So she was...
Dang, first one's brutal.
She went to the prom, and she either... Sometimes there's like, oh, and she got really drunk. But she left the prom. I think it's victim shaming. And some people say she got dumped. Other people say, like, her date, like, said something, like, rude or something like that. And so she, flipped out on him and left. And so she decided she was going to walk home. Now, we know a lot of legends that begin with the girls at some kind of dance. So she's in a dress and everything like that, and she's walking down the road, and she's picked up, raped, and killed by a car full of either sailors or, more of the stories say, teenagers. So some of them say they're even, like, teenagers that she knew. They pick her, what was that look for?
Teenagers saying the wrong story.
Teens and do that kind of...
Always watch out.
Yeah, because, like, what would sailors be doing in this
Right.
random,
they're like,
they're looking
we like
for
see
Lake
little
Michigan.
girl,
to,
like little seniors on the side of the road.
Do you know, like, so...
Lake Michigan?
Now, granted, this is New Jersey, but still, like,
Oh,
they're
you're
looking
right.
for Lake Michigan.
They're looking for little girls on the side of the road in their prom dresses.
So, she is killed and left for dead. Or her body's just kind of dumped there. Now, there are two other versions of the story, which I'll get to a little bit later, like the details of it. But one of them said that she's killed by her husband on their wedding night. So it's the same kind of story, like they're driving down the road, they get into a fight, and he, the two different versions, either he, like, is really mad and he kills her,
right,
or he, like, throws her out of the car and takes off, and then another passing car she tries to get to stop, and they hit her and kill her.
right.
And then the last one is is that she died in childbirth.
Those are three wildly different stories.
They are, and I think the blame gets put on
her.
all of them on her, right? But
No, I'm just
I think part of that has to do with the nature of what some people experience on the road. And so the legend has to fit it, because you're also well, wait a minute, if it was her husband, why was he not caught and put in jail, or that kind of stuff, because we can't find reports of it. And it's a lot easier to cover up, a carload of sailors.
Right. Right.
All I'm imagining is from, what is it, New York, where the sailors are going down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're like,
yeah.
New York. So
Boxes up, but the battery's down.
So this is like a crazy popular story, and people are always trying to kind of legend trip this. And it's said that if you are driving on this road, or if you are in the cemetery that's nearby, you will fly off the road, right? That she is seen in the road, she's seen in the woods, she's seen in the cemetery. But the one thing that's different kind of about this story is that not only is she seen in the road, so you swerve to miss her, and then you get into a car accident, but also it's said that she possesses you, right? So people have supposedly survived the drive down the road, drive down, Riverview Drive. They survived it, but they talk about having, all of a sudden, they can't control themselves. They even, look in the rearview mirror and see her looking at them instead of themselves.
Right, that's scary.
That is, because I don't want to be a beautiful woman. She's also seen pushing a baby cart down the road, and she asks for help, and when the person stops, she completely disappears. But then you can still hear the baby crying.
Right.
Which is interesting, because why would she have a baby cart if she died in childbirth?
If she was one of the other two options.
Now, the best part about this, because there is, in addition to driving down the road, right? I'm hoping that someday, some Friday, you're going to drive down the road with me looking for the ghost in Venice, right? Which you have to, I'm sure you listened to that episode, driving down the street, and the motorcycle driver appears behind you.
We talked about this one in a previous episode, I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
This one, however, you can do one additional thing if you're looking for the ghost to come out. And the best time to do it...
Is this not in New Jersey?
This is in New Jersey. Best time to do this one?
3 a.m.
You have to put on oldies.
Right.
Roll down the windows. And she's more likely to show up.
Right.
So what do you think is the ultimate oldie to play to get Annie?
Smooth Criminal.
Okay, that is not an oldie. That was out when I was in high school. Can you think of something that doesn't make me feel like I'm ancient?
Annie? With Annie in it? Or just Annie?
I don't know. It says she died in the 60s, in the 50s or 60s.
So something that she would like.
Well, I think it maybe at least has that.
Oh my god.
feel. So what?
I don't know.
Okay.
Can I get a hint?
I don't know. I'm asking you. What you would play. I know what I would play.
What would you play?
I think I would play "Ain't No Mouth High
I do like that
Enough."
song.
Right? Who doesn't like that song? Right?
Was that in the 50s or 60s?
I think it was in the 60s. Motown, I pretty much was and that's the full swing of it. But I think it's more of
that
the
song
feel
is really
for it.
creepy. He's like stalker.
No, it's not, because they're singing it to each other.
I saw a dance interpretation of it where it was like a stalker, like a crazy stalker, where it's no matter.
But they go back and forth.
No matter in a situation where it's just one of them talking.
Oh, okay.
Just call me.
Now, public service announcement. Legend tripping can sometimes go too far.
Oh.
Because inspired and obsessed with the Annie story,
Right.
these 6 high schoolers would go to the cemetery to try to find the ghost of Annie. They would drive down the road, and they became obsessed with doing this legend. They would drive down the road, their car, the windows down, the oldies blasting, right? This was in 1992.
Right.
over the course of time, for reasons not entirely clear, 5 of the kids really started to unlike
The last
one of them,
Yeah.
right? And they decided they were going
They're gonna
to
kill him. This is like secret history.
All right, go ahead. Wait a minute. Do you think this was 92? Right?
No, wait, they
92.
didn't kill him at the Bacchanalia. They killed the farmer at the Bacchanalia.
But wait a minute.
Spoiler alert.
But wait a minute. Because it's called the Hail Mary murders. Because they continuously tried all these different methods to kill him and make it look like an accident.
Oh, no.
And he miraculously survived all of them.
Right.
To the point that they started to become obsessed with the idea that Annie was somehow protecting him. Right? That he was, there's no way. And so instead, they went to their high school. They were in a Catholic high school. They were from a Catholic high school. They drove up and they're like, oh no, this is another urban legend. We all have to start chanting, we all have to start saying the Hail Marys.
Right.
Right? And so as they started doing it, the line that says, now and at the hour of my death, one of the boys from the back seat jumped, like, leaned over in the front seat with like an electrical cord and started choking the kid that they were trying to kill.
Right.
And it says it took him like 10 minutes to die. It seems like a really long time.
Just choke.
And the whole time they're doing the Hail Mary. Like as they're
literally, this is secret history. This is literally the secret history.
Well, we have to look at like
they killed the guy
when it was written. Like I know I did a report on it in like 95.
It was. I have it in my bag.
We also have the internet.
Alexa, when was the secret history published? It's recently. I don't feel like it's not recent.
It was first published on September 16, 1992.
1992.
So, I think that would be too. I think it's all right. Anyway,
that's Bunny. They tried to kill Bunny, or they did kill Bunny.
Story's real.
Actually,
like this actually happened. Some of the details are wrong about it. It actually was. It happened on Clifton Road, and instead of taking him to a high school, they took him to a middle school, like the middle school they had gone to.
Henry?
But here's the crazy thing. Anyone who's into the paranormal, who's watching this or listening to this, and if you're listening to this, chances are you're into the paranormal. They know Clifton Road. Clifton Road is considered the most haunted road in the United States. Also in New Jersey. So it's very easy to see how the story could have just easily transferred. Are you raising your hand? Go ahead.
If you think of Richard Papin as like an outsider perspective, which is like what people think of him as, because he was never like actually in the group, Henry, Charles, the girl, Bunny, or wait, no, Henry, Charles, the girl,
Yeah.
Bunny, I guess you could include him, the other guy who is...
Because you're getting 6 people.
Right, so, and then Richard, well, I guess you could do 6 of them, and then they try to kill Bunny. See, guys?
Isn't the teacher, though, like really one of those people, kind of like a outside
Well, he wasn't there.
Anyway, welcome to Tripping on Legends book review.
The book, Secret History.
Have you finished that book, by the way?
No.
No, it's still
It's
there.
on the way sometime.
You know how quick I had to read that book, right? Anyway.
I'm loving it so far. He does not like it.
I did not. I was not fond of it. So, it's easy to take, like, this is a great example of, it has all the elements of an urban legend, but also it kind of absorbs urban legends or real stories from other places. Like how quickly you hear it. Yeah, I like that one because I like the music aspect of it. Mm-hmm. And I like the fact that it's so well known that people graffiti it all the time.
Right.
Now, the crazy thing is this. If you are doing it, so this is why it's not a good...
I also like the branch off into Midgetville. That was my...
Well, so the people of the town have a reputation. All these people are going, like back when it supposedly was still Midgetville, but even after that, they would protect the road, right? And so what happens is people are driving down, basically legend tripping this, and they see a woman on the side of the road, right? And they're like, "Oh my word, it's Annie! Annie! Annie!" And Annie, and I say, "Annie, are you okay?" And then Annie will turn around laughing, right? And like 20 people will come out of the woods.
Oh my god!
And surround the car.
This is good. This is great.
Right?
Yes.
And the police have already been called.
Right.
And they will literally hold the people down there because they want people staying out of the area.
Right.
So it's kind of like, well, I'm not doing anything illegal, but then what happens is they usually have alcohol or drugs with them, or they've got like, they've done some kind of like vandalism, things like that. The other aspect, the last aspect of this is, the story goes that after Annie's death, her father would go to the place where her body had been dumped, and he would paint the road red as a reminder that, and some people say it's the guardrail near where she died, as a reminder of like, this is what happens when, you know, and they've never caught the killers, or like whatever the story might be, to keep reminding the people. But now, 3 generations later, they said the blood appears the paint appears by itself. And if they go and they paint it over, and they've had like people hanging out in the woods, videotaping it and stuff like that, the next day, just like the bloody mark keeps on appearing.
Right.
So that's the last little like exclamation point to the story. So I think that's got like everything you need for a great ghost story right there. Unfortunately, I don't want to be surrounded by a whole bunch of locals with pitchforks. And
I also agree. That's the scariest part of that story.
And I feel like that's like also like there's some kind of catfishing idea behind that, of like you're following the girl down the road,
Right.
and she turns around and
she
goes,
starts laughing
"Gotcha!"
at you, and all these people come out. Oh my god, that's scary.
You know, like that sounds like the Tinder date from hell.
Right.
I've actually had that happen to me several times, where like brothers come out of the woods and
True story.
You know what? Actually, it sounds like a Mr. Ballin story,
Doesn't look
but they didn't know the guy was a cop,
right.
and like he pulls a gun on them, and it's like a
Oh, you're talking about a real Mr.
like a
Ballin
real
story.
Mr. Ballin story.
I did not know
right?
that.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying it sounded like a story of Mr. Ballin.
Which all leads us, because all roads lead to Ballin, or Balzano in,
Ballin.
which leads us to the campus of Rollins College here in beautiful, sunny Florida.
Beautiful.
I know that you're doing the trek, checking out colleges. I know you went to UCF. Did you go to Rollins College, or have you heard anything about Rollins College?
Yes.
Would you care to elaborate?
I just heard that it's like an arts college.
Arts
mostly.
college.
Didn't what's her name go there? Didn't we like run into my teacher at the library? She was wearing like a Rollins College sweater. Didn't she go there?
Oh, Belgium?
Booker.
Yes. Yeah. I think so.
That's what I know.
One of my students went there, which I thought was crazy, because I'm like, how would I ever? And he became like a film director. So it definitely is an arts college, and kind of the the anchor of this college, or the anchor of the arts program, is the Annie Russell Theater,
Right.
which is, according to this, the longest continuously operated theater in Florida. Which I find hard to believe, because it was built in the 1930s.
Yeah. that
So
doesn't
like
sound-
the arcade theater beats that by like 15 years.
Right.
So I find that hard to believe. It is a
Maybe it wasn't
375.
continuously operated.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only thing I can think of is like
It's so
if the
uber
arcade.
specific.
And you can't say that, the longest continuously operated theater. And we don't anyway.
Right.
So it was built in 1930, in the 1930s. I have the exact date, 1932. I'm sorry, 1931. And in 1998, it was officially listed on the Registry of Historic Places.
Awesome.
This is an absolutely beautiful theater. And as we all know, every theater is haunted,
Obviously.
right?
We even have one in North.
You think that there's a ghost in the theater at North?
There is a ghost in the theater.
Tell me about that.
It's backstage.
You gotta like tell me the
it
story.
throws stuff sometimes on the floor.
You sure that's not just Louts
I'm certain.
getting pissed?
I'm certain.
Who's it supposed to be?
I don't know. No one knows.
What do you say like that? Like, oh my word! Like, how?
Because
Have
no
you guys
one,
not
no one is
made-
like, no one is like us, where we're like, I wonder who the ghost is.
Why has no one told me that?
True fact. It only happens sometimes. Like, it's not as frequent. It used to happen a lot back in the day, like when Whitener was still there.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't happen as much now, but like I've like seen it.
I never thought of the theater cultural park as being haunted? Which is a
We've
theater that
talked
Ella
about it.
performs in a lot.
We've talked because it's ancient. That theater is ancient. Like, it's like old. And it's like old air conditioning, old everything. I remember when I was younger, we were always really scared of like this. There was this. Have you seen the mannequin?
Outside?
No.
No.
Harold?
No, talk about it.
There's a mannequin inside, and it's made of a bunch of mismatched mannequin parts. And it has like a head of like a. I'm trying to think of how to describe it. It has like, you know, like Slappy the doll?
Yeah.
He has like the same haircut.
From
and it's like
Goosebumps, right?
Yeah, and it's like he's dirty and he's like but he has like Braden's blood is on it.
Like really
Braden's blood is on it. People's like bodily fluids are on it. It's ancient.
Wait, are people peeing on it?
No, like they spit on it. It's weird, but it's like a thing.
Wait, why do they spit on it? Like for good luck?
Yes. But sometimes he moves and no one knows who moves him.
And what's his name?
His name is Harold.
Harold.
Sometimes he's in the quick change closet. Sometimes he's in the girls' bathroom. He's been in the shower in the girls' bathroom. He's been in a stall in the girls' bathroom. He's been in the back workshop. Sometimes when I was in Mary Poppins Jr., I had a quick change from a sweep from Miss Andrews into a sweep, and he was back there. And I asked who put him back there because I thought that they put them back there to scare me, and no one knew who did it. He moves around the theater. No one really knows who moves there. I actually don't even know if he's still there.
You know I'm doing an investigation there. Like in 2 weeks.
You should ask him about Harold the doll.
I'm gonna ask. Are you coming with me?
Am I?
I don't know if you want to.
I don't know. I'm gonna ask what next to normal auditions are.
That's crazy. Crazy.
Why'd you say it like that?
I don't want to be afraid. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Because I had never gotten a feeling there. I never heard of anything there. Now I'm hearing
No.
about it's just
This doll mannequin.
this convergence of old props that they think are like haunted objects and
People
some
spit
weird
on it for
thing.
good luck.
And what's the guy's name who recently passed?
The owner?
Yeah.
Michael? He didn't pass, did
The,
he?
the person who's
No!
always
Yes! What is his name? I don't remember his name. And the
literally like saw him every day.
and
for
the
like
office
10
smells
years.
like him now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They were talking about that too. So
Yeah, I think he does.
I should do an episode
He's very
next week
sweet.
about how to like, what are your best suggestions
Of like
for like, yeah. No, I mean more of like, how would you guys?
Yeah,
teach,
there's
how would
totally-
you guys teach us? But that's a
There's
different
totally
one, so.
ghosts at Cultural Park. If anything, I would say there's more likely to be a ghost at Cultural Park than there is at North. Because at North, it's kind of like you see things moving. It kind of just like, maybe it's gravity.
I think
maybe
no
it's,
one
like,
wants to
wind.
stay at school. Like, who wants to be in the theater at school?
Me.
Has anyone ever died on campus?
You should look that up.
I don't think they have. But none of those people are Anne Russell, who is said to haunt her theater.
Oh yeah, sorry, we're off track.
I know. So she was born in 1864 in Liverpool.
Right.
And should I do the rest of it in my Liverpool accent?
Please don't.
Her mom was the famous actress Jane Mount.
The famous
So I guess,
actress.
right, if you're living in 1864, you're like, for all our 1864 fans, they're like,
we see you.
We see-
Jane, I know her.
And she had a brother who kind of, you got the impression that he was the early bloomer, like he was a younger brother, but he was the better actor.
Right.
So they eventually, when she's pretty young, moved to Canada. And I think they moved to Montreal because she eventually goes to the Montreal Academy of Music. Now, one of the weird things is that age 12, her brother, Tommy, gets a job where he's going to be touring the West Indies, like in a production. And she's sent with him as like a babysitter, like to like look after him and make sure everything's okay.
While she's at school?
Well, she obviously drops out of school because it's like a long run, which is kind of insane if you think of like, let me send my 12-year-old, but it is, 1870, 1880, so it's not like public schools were,
Right.
She eventually herself starts to kind of like get something. She does over 200 shows of the production Esmeralda. And then she ends up in 1883 joining the New York Fifth Avenue Theater Company, which at that time was one of the most respected theater companies that in the Broadway area. She marries in 1884. She marries Eugene Wiley Presby. And unfortunately, they get divorced in 1885.
Dang it.
Moral of the story?
Oh, no. Well, 1887 looks like it.
Yeah, so I say
she
85.
dies, like somewhere.
1887, yes.
Yeah.
So the strange thing is that she would have these like bouts of being like highly successful, being touted, and then she would get sick.
What is being
Right?
touted?
Like people praising her, you know? And she would almost get to this like famous level of where she would become like world famous, but then she would get sick and she would kind of like be suffering again. And so she was constantly having to go off the road. In 1890, the Fifth Avenue Theater Company raised $3,000 for bills. Like, that's how much she was kind of beloved. 1903, she marries Oswald Yorkie. And I'm thinking, or maybe just York.
I was gonna say,
And
hey,
it
what's
says, this is just a funny thing, like when you're research mode and you think everything is like important. So the line in the story said, I thought I put down here who had written it. It said that he was a keeper, right? And they were being like casual, calling him like, oh, he's really good for her. He was a keeper. And I'm like, do they say he was a goalkeeper? Like he was a beekeeper? Like I was trying to analyze. Do I need to research? Like, yeah, what did he keep?
kept her.
Is this important to the story? And then I realized, not really. They just love each other.
Right.
The sicknesses eventually become too much. She has to get off the road. And so in 1918, she retires to Winter Park to be with her friend, whose name is Mary Curtis Bach, Zimbalist.
Great.
Mary Curtis Bach.
Bach? Oh my god,
Zimbalist.
no, not Bach. That's scary.
So anyone who's in Florida that's not 17 years old is wondering, yes, this is the woman whose husband created Bach Towers.
Bach.
Which is this famous landmark
Bach is the
in
reason
the
I
Orlando
quit.
area. Also said to be haunted, like the source of a whole bunch of different urban legends. But that was her best friend, so she actually moves down here to be with her friend. Her friend, Mary, ends up being a huge patron of the arts, and she is the one who is responsible for a lot of the funding that went into the theater at Rollins.
Right.
And to kind of celebrate the career of her best friend, she asks that it be named the Anne Russell Theater. So she doesn't name it after herself. She doesn't name it after her famous husband. She literally names it after her best friend. Would you name anything after your best friend?
Yes.
Like, I don't even know who I would, like, name it after. Like, who would be worthy of that. In 1931, the theater opens. Like, officially, like, they break ground on it. In 1932, she performs the opening kind of play, which is Robert Browning's In a Balcony Inspired.
Right.
I have no idea what that play is. I know who Robert Browning is,
Right.
but I have no idea about that play. So,
Sorry, I'm searching.
you know, issue 5 or issue 1 on the Legend Trip, we got to get a copy of the play, right? She actually ends up forming 2 different theater groups at Rollins, and she's teaching, which she was doing before the theater opened too. She's teaching, she's acting, she's continuing to act, and she's directing plays, and then she dies in 1936.
She was 73.
Yeah, I mean, like, in all intent and purposes, it seems as if, like, she never got the stratosphere of, like, acting like she really wanted or whatever, but, like, she had a full life.
Right, exactly.
She had a great
And
life,
she had a
and
husband who loved her.
She had 2 husbands who loved her. She just didn't love one of them. She had a best friend that names a theater after
Right,
her.
exactly. I feel like, what else do you want? And she had a successful theater career.
So, we often talk about, like, ghosts, and, you know, because you gotta have, like, ghosts have to be sexy. Not literally sexy, but, like, the ghost stories, like, oh, their spirit is,
Right.
like, no.
Attractive.
Right? It's like, they have unfinished business, or they died violently. This woman didn't die violently.
Right.
And she didn't have unfinished business, it seems. It seems like she just loved the theater.
Right.
Right? She didn't want to be kept from it because she is said to be at the theater. There are 2 other kind of ghosts hanging around. One I feel like this is like an episode, like this would be on House on Haunted Hill. One's called The Middle Aisle Walker.
You mean Haunted at the House?
Yeah, what did I say?
House on Haunted Hill?
Oh, did I? I think that's the original one. Who literally walks around wearing, in the theater, wearing a, like Harvey Heitman, wearing a top hat. And then a bad-spirited security guard. I could not find any information about, like, bad security guard guy.
Right.
I love the Middle Aisle Walker.
Middle Aisle Walker?
Middle Aisle Walker, that's literally what they called him. And I just think of this guy, I think of actually the guy with the hat in the Hill House. Do you remember that? He's walking with the cane.
Yes,
When he
yes,
takes the hat back, because the little kid gets the hat.
I remember that. He gets the littlest boy. The twin?
Right, the twin.
I remember that.
So actually a lot of the information I'm going to be talking about the specific hauntings and some of the history came from a woman named May Seymour in a 2011 article. So I always like to spot that if I can. I also find it interesting that the ghost of Annie Russell appears old. There seems to be like something about like an actress. I would think she'd want to like,
be like in her prime.
not that she has control of it or anything like that, but she wears this 1900s lavender dress. Supposedly beautiful dress, but she's always described by the words elderly. So it's not even like she's kicking it middle age like in the theater. She has a favorite seat, which is the focus of a lot of the hauntings. Balcony, now you have to tell me whether you think this is a good seat. Balcony, right side, third row, seat 2. So I know third or fourth row, center is like a coveted seat.
Right.
But what about like third row?
In the balcony though.
In the balcony.
In the mezzanine.
It doesn't say mezzanine, it says balcony.
Balcony is up high.
Right, the mezzanine, right. So like you would think she'd want to be up close.
I think so.
But you'll notice like a lot of these ghost stories, they take place in the balconies.
Right.
You know, like you never hear of like, oh, the ghost in the theater in the front row.
Right.
Like, they're always in the balcony. Exactly.
That's
like even the arcade, which is so small,
right?
It's in the balcony, right? The Majestic, the Emerson Majestic, in the balcony, and this one as well. It stays down. Right? Sometimes it's down, sometimes it's up. Now they say that's the best way to tell whether or not it's a good production, because if the seat stays down, it's almost like she stays.
Right. Do they reserve it for her?
That's what I was thinking too. Like,
do
they have someone not? And I think they probably do.
I'd be like, you can't sit here, Annie sits there.
I will I will give you my potential explanation for that momentarily.
Well, here's my explanation.
Okay.
The theater seat is broken.
Well, I know. I mean,
the
like
seats are broken at every single theater I've been to. The seats are broken. They stay down.
Right, but it goes up
randomly.
Yeah. No, it's always up. It's always up, and if the production's good or they're having a good rehearsal, then it goes down.
And no one sits in it.
No one sits in it ever. So I guess I can leap forward. I'm going to the theater.
Okay.
Like, I'm being given like a personal like tour of it and being able to stay there for a little bit. Like, I'm actually have received an invite to Legend Trip this haunting. Right. And so I will be able to see the seat up close to see whether it's like reserved, like people are not allowed to.
Show?
Huh?
Is this when I have the show? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Skip the damn show.
I can't.
There's some kind of why not? All you're doing, you were a counselor. It's not like you're on stage.
I have to take care of my kids.
Kids will always screw you. They also, during rehearsals, even rehearsals, they'll hear a solo person clapping.
Aw, that's sweet.
Right? Not slow clapping. I'm like,
no, I'll be like.
But they hear clapping, one person clapping from that area, but there'll be no one up there.
That's
and they'll
really
be looking
sweet.
at it and still hear the clapping, even though there's no one there. There's also a report of there was a guy named Jim Fulton. I can't remember what he did. And he came in and he had his like dog, and the dog like immediately ran up to the balcony and like stopped right at that seat.
Right.
There's also Annie's private dressing room. So she was, not only was it named after her, but she was so popular and kind of she had her own dressing room, which was above the stage.
Okay.
Right? Since her death, it has been kind of sealed off. It's been turned into an electrical closet, and it's bolted, right?
Right.
And so she actually has been known to, once again, when she's a rehearsal's going well, something like that, she will open up the door. Even though it's clearly bolted, she'll unbolt the door, and the door will just like fly open.
Oh,
right?
Sweet.
But
this
it's
is
like
sweet ghost.
bolted. Well, you wait till you hear.
Okay.
Now the other thing is that she is said to give her approval during rehearsals. So if a director has a tough decision to make about which actor they want to be in the production, an actor will be on and the door will fall. And if that door falls, they definitely cast that person.
That is like I love this ghost.
You're going to be rethinking that,
Uh-oh.
you're going to be rethinking skipping that production to come with me?
I can't. It's my job. I get paid to do it.
She also did a good deed. So there were these kids, and one of the things I liked when I was hearing this story is that all the people who this has happened to are college kids, right? So it's literally like all the people in the theater, the working people in the theater, are the college kids, right?
Doing the production.
And so there were these teenagers who were working on stuff, and then one of them left to do something, and then the other one stayed, and he was trying to rig up the lights. There are so many similarities between this and some of the stories from the arcade. So he's trying to rig up the lights. He gets on this ladder, and he's trying to throw like the light, like the cord over something, and he starts to feel a tugging on his jeans.
Right.
Like,
I get down. I'd be like, yeah.
right. He doesn't stop. He keeps going. He puts his hand on a live wire.
Oh my god.
He falls. So now he's electrocuted, and he falls off the ladder. Boom!
He
Hits
should have
himself.
listened to her.
His friend comes running in from from wherever else he is because he hears the noise, and he sees his friend crazy, and so immediately he goes, and this is, I think it's pre 2011, so it's got, I think it was in the 70s, runs to call the phone, and he calls on the phone, calls 911, and the 911 operator goes yeah, we already have someone on the way. What are you talking about? We just got a call from this old woman who said there had been an accident.
I'm gonna cry. Oh
right?
my
I'm getting
God.
goosebumps.
I'm also
just
getting
thinking about it, right?
Oh my gosh.
And so I talk about crisis apparitions. This is pre-crisis apparition.
Right.
That she actually called before, and so the ambulance got there in minutes, and the kid was completely safe. This one I feel touches your heart, a lot of things that you feel. So in 1978, there were reports of a tired actress.
Well.
And what did she do? She took a nap on the couch.
Well.
This ghost story has everything we love. Ghosts,
tired actress
the theater,
who sleeps on the couch.
napping, right? She wakes up from this nap.
Right.
And she's pretty much alone in the theater, right? She knows she's alone. And she has been wrapped in a blanket.
Aww.
Right?
Right.
And she feels completely cozy. But then also someone, and everyone said no one would say they had helped her, they had done this or anything. Someone also pushed a chair right up against the couch so that she couldn't roll off and hurt herself.
This ghost.
Right? And one time there was this person who was working, she was an actress, and she saw this old woman. And the woman looked like she was happy, but it looks like she thought she was lost because why is this old lady walking around?
Right.
And she's asked her for help, do you need any help? And the old woman just kind of looked at her and smiled and then just disappeared. That is to me one of the, not creepiest, but one of the, I don't know how I don't know how I would stop from not being unnerved.
It's
to literally be interacting with a person. We always hear, oh, there's a thing on the road, and then da da.
It's oh my gosh, are you okay?
But just
and
to
she's
be,
just and then it's
yeah.
I'd be did I just dream that? What just happened?
Right, because you're like, what the this went on. On the same day, she was seen by another student who was painting. So they were on the stage painting, and she was just in the regular audience. She wasn't in the balcony. She was in the regular audience, just kind of pleasantly watching her paint until she too disappeared. This, I cannot wait.
I want to go.
That, if we could carbon date the writing on that folder, I've had that folder for like 3 years.
This one?
Yeah, at least. If you even look at it, some of them are from like 2024. If you can look at like the printouts. I had heard about this one. I had never followed up on it. And so I finally sent an email, and I was crazy surprised by how quickly they got back to me and invited me there.
Really?
And the only reason why I'm not there right now, we should have been drinking out of the Knights Theater cup. The only reason why I'm not there right now is that, like, I guess it's closed for like these renovations or something like that.
When are you going?
July 31st. Friday, July 31st. She's going to check her schedule right now. By the way, I forgot to say, in 2011, there were renovations, and so there were all this crew going in, and they got all these pictures, and one of the pictures showed this weird light. And so the person who was like taking the pictures went and followed up, and there was a rolled up playbill from November 13th, 1986. It was cited so many different places. I'm like, that is like the least weird thing. But I guess the theater is like picked
It's
up
on
enough.
a show day.
I know. What are you gonna do? I'm just gonna have to go with somebody else.
No, or you can do it the next day.
Literally, I'm like scheduled to meet with the woman and everything like that. I'm excited to do. Will you sit down?
No, I'm
I'm
sad.
excited to. Fine. I'm excited to do this one because I love a haunted theater, but also there are so many rich stories. So it's like people have been experiencing it for a long enough time, and it's not this scary kind of thing. It's literally someone who sticks around. Like, I feel like this could be the centerpiece of Haunted Love Part 2.
Right.
Haunted Florida Love Stories.
For love of the theater.
So Kim Cool did write like several books about haunted theaters.
Right.
I think that this is one that I definitely need to do. And it's obviously in a location where I don't have to worry about being jumped. So if I have to do it alone, like, what are they going to do? Take me in? They're going to stage fight me? You know what I'm saying? What do you think I should do for a legend trip for this, though? How do you think? What do you think I should bring?
So I'm not gonna.
Really, the one reason why I brought you on this show was to like.
I think that you should go up to the balcony. I think you should. Actually, I think you should sit on stage and you should sing.
I should sing.
Or you should do like a scene from like Hamlet or something.
Do I know a scene from Hamlet?
Are you kidding
I
me?
know several scenes from Hamlet.
His soliloquy. Do the
So
iconic soliloquy.
So I guess my question is, because you don't want to do it, my question is, what should I do? Like, what would make this, bless you. Bless you.
Thank you.
What would make this a good legend trip? Like, obviously, we've got the play, the very specific play, which was the first play. I'm not going to electrocute myself. But what are your suggestions of how I should perform this legend trip? Like, what should I do when I actually get there and I'm taking this tour, especially if I'm allowed to stay later, which is what I'm hoping, that they'll actually like let me like stay once it's dark there. Although nothing in here says like all these things seem to happen during the day. Please give me your suggestions. You can email them to me at spookytripping@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/trippingonlegends and hit me up there, or Instagram at spookytripping, and let me know how you would legend trip this. And of course, leave us any other comments if you know of a great Annie ghost from your area, or you want to follow up on that question of what are other names that seem to constantly come up again, time and time again in the world of paranormal, or you just want to say hello. And make sure that you are following us. Make sure you're getting those old episodes in, because they're good for your soul.
Anywhere you get your podcasts.
Anywhere you get your podcasts. Even on Apple Music. Does anyone actually use, like, iHeartRadio I meant. Do people like iHeartRadio?
I don't think so.
Is that a thing?
No, I don't think so.
So, regardless of whether I have my legend trip or the date is set July 31st, If I have to go without you, I'm going to be heartbroken, but I will still go.
I have bad news for you. I have a show that day.
Well, that's bad news for you, not bad news for me. So, for Christopher Balzano,
And Ella Balzano
here's hoping that all of your trips, even if they're not with your daughter,
are legendary. Are legendary.
Are you hoping now that we hear like someone talking in the
Legendary.
background?